everyone. I'm Enna, and I'm here to help you learn simple, natural English for everyday conversations. And I'm Smith. We'll practice useful phrases, correct common mistakes, and help you speak English with more confidence. So, let's learn together. Welcome to Simple English Talks.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Simple English Talks. We're so happy you're here with us today. Hi, everyone. It's great to have you with us. How are you feeling today? Ready to practice some easy, useful English? I hope so, because today's topic is something almost every English learner uses. It's your introduction. You know, the moment when someone says, "Tell me about yourself." Ah, yes. That simple question can suddenly make your mind completely empty. Exactly. You know your name, you know where you live, you know what you do. But when it's time to speak, you might say too much, too little, or use a sentence that sounds unnatural. So today we're asking an important question. Is your English introduction wrong? Don't worry. We're not here to judge your English. We're going to help you make your introduction clearer, friendlier, and more natural. By the end of this episode, you'll know how to introduce yourself in a simple conversation, how to change your introduction for different situations, and how to keep the conversation going after the first few sentences. You'll also learn common mistakes, better sentence choices, and easy formulas you can remember. Before we begin, tell us in the comments, what's the first sentence you usually say when you introduce yourself in English? Write it exactly as you normally say it. Don't worry about mistakes. We may even use your examples to help other learners. And please like this episode and subscribe to Simple English Talks. It really helps our channel, and it means you won't miss our next easy English conversation. All right, are you ready to check your introduction? Let's begin with the basic structure of a clear and natural self-introduction. A good introduction doesn't need to be long. In fact, a short introduction is often better because it gives the other person a chance to respond. So what's the basic formula? Start with this: greeting, name, place, work or study, and one small personal detail. That sounds easy. Let's break it down. First, use a greeting. You can say hi, hello, or nice to meet you. Then say your name. The simple structure is I'm plus your name. For example, hi, I'm Daniel. Hello, I'm Aisha. Nice to meet you. I'm Omar. Next, say where you're from or where you live. Be careful because these are different ideas. I'm from Pakistan means Pakistan is your home country. I live in Lahore means Lahore is the place where you live now. You can use both. For example, I'm from Pakistan and I live in Lahore. Now let's add work or study. The structure can be I'm a plus job. For example, I'm a teacher. I'm a designer. I'm a sales executive. But for a company or place, we usually use I work at or I work for. For example, I work at a hospital or I work for a software company. And for study, you can say I'm a student. I study business, or I'm studying computer science. Let's put the parts together. Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm from Pakistan, and I live in Islamabad. I'm a university student, and I'm studying marketing. That's clear, simple, and natural. Now, add one small personal detail. This gives the other person something to talk about. You could say, in my free time, I enjoy reading. I love cooking. I'm interested in photography. I'm learning English for work. Here's my everyday example. Hi, I'm Alex. I live in Manchester and I work in customer service. In my free time, I enjoy walking and trying new coffee shops. Nice. I could ask, what kind of coffee do you like? That small detail opens the conversation. Exactly. Your introduction shouldn't sound like a list of facts from a form. It should create a connection. Let's ask our listeners. Can you say your introduction using this formula? Greeting, name, place, work or study, and one personal detail? Say it out loud now. Keep it to 3 or 4 sentences. Here's another example. Hello, I'm Hamza. I'm from Karachi. I work for an online store, and I enjoy playing cricket on weekends.
Now, let's look at negative forms and variations. Maybe you don't work or study at the moment. That's completely fine. You can say, I'm not working at the moment. I'm currently looking for work. Or I'm taking a break from work. Maybe you don't have a hobby you want to mention. You can share a goal instead. For example, I'm learning English because I want to travel.
Or mention a current project, such as, I'm preparing for an exam. Here's an important point. Don't try to include your whole life story in the first introduction. Yes, if someone asks, tell me about yourself, you don't need to start with your childhood, your school history, and every job you've ever had. Give enough information to start the conversation, then let the other person ask questions. Can you make 2 versions now? One very short version with 2 sentences, and one fuller version with 4 sentences? Write one of them in the comments. That's your second comment challenge today. So the quick summary is use a greeting, say your name, add your place, mention work or study, and finish with one useful personal detail. Now let's build on that basic introduction. The next important skill is changing your introduction for the situation. Yes, because you shouldn't introduce yourself in exactly the same way at a party, in a job interview, and during an online class. The facts may be similar, but the focus changes. Let's start with a casual situation. Imagine you meet someone at a friend's birthday party. I might say, hi, I'm Maya. I'm a friend of Nina's. I live nearby, and I'm really into baking. And I could respond, nice to meet you. What do you like to bake? The introduction is relaxed. I don't need to give my full professional history. Let's compare informal and formal language. In an informal introduction, you can say, hi, I'm Sam. I'm from Dubai and I work in sales. In a more formal situation, you might say, hello, my name is Sam Ahmed. I'm a sales professional with 3 years of experience in the retail industry. Notice that the formal version is more specific. It may include your full name, experience, and professional area. But formal doesn't mean difficult. You don't need long words to sound professional. That's a great point. Clear English sounds more confident than complicated English. Let's do a short dialogue. I'll ask you a casual question. Hi, I don't think we've met. What's your name? I'm Lena. Nice to meet you. I'm a friend of Hassan's.
Nice to meet you too. Are you from here? Not originally. I'm from Jordan, but I've lived here for 2 years. That sounds natural because each person shares a little information and asks a question. Here are 3 tips for changing your introduction. First, think about the place. Is it social, academic, or professional? Second, think about the listener. What information will help this person understand who you are? Third, think about the purpose. Are you trying to make a friend, join a class, find a business connection, or answer an interview question? These 3 questions help you choose the right details. Let's do a quick practice activity. Imagine you're joining an online language exchange. Which detail is more useful? Your complete job history or why you're learning English? Why you're learning English is probably more useful. Imagine you're at a business event. Which detail is more useful? Your favorite movie or the kind of work you do? The kind of work you do. This is the key. A good introduction is not only correct, it's relevant. Let's compare 2 versions. Hello, my name is Ali. I am 26 years old. My father is a businessman. I have 2 brothers. I completed my degree in 2022. That may be grammatically understandable, but it sounds like a memorized school introduction. A more natural version could be, hi, I'm Ali. I'm a graphic designer from Lahore, and I've been working with small businesses for the past 2 years. Outside work, I enjoy football and travel. Now, create 2 introductions for yourself, one for meeting a new friend and one for a professional event. Write both in the comments if you can. We'd love to see how you change the focus. To review, match your introduction to the place, the listener, and the purpose, and keep your language clear rather than complicated. The third skill is what happens after your introduction. Many learners prepare a perfect opening, but then the conversation stops. Yes, they say, hi, I'm Ahmed. I'm from Pakistan. I'm a student. Then silence.
A natural introduction should invite the other person into the conversation. One easy way to do this is to add a question. For example, I'm studying business. What about you? Or, I'm new to this class. Have you studied here before? You can also react to the situation. At an event, you might say, it's my first time here. Have you been to this event before? At work, you could say, I've just joined the marketing team. Which department do you work in? At a social gathering, you might say, I know the host from university. How do you know her? These questions are simple, but they make your introduction feel warm and natural. Let's talk about politeness. When you meet someone, your words matter, but your tone matters too. Try to sound open, not rushed. Say your name clearly. Use a friendly greeting. And don't speak so quietly that the other person has to ask 3 times. You also don't need to sound like a newsreader. A natural pace is better than a perfect accent. Another useful phrase is nice to meet you. And the common reply is nice to meet you too. You can also say it's great to meet you, especially when you're happy or excited to meet the person. In professional situations, it's a pleasure to meet you is more formal, but it can sound too formal in a casual conversation. Let's practice a real-life situation. You're joining a new gym class. I'm another person in the class. Hi, is this your first class? Yes, it is. I'm Noor, by the way. Nice to meet you, Noor. I'm Daniel. Nice to meet you too. Have you done this class before? That final question keeps the conversation moving.
Here's a simple conversation formula. Share, ask, respond. Share one fact about yourself. Ask the other person a question, then respond to their answer. Here's another tip. Use the other person's answer to choose your next question. If they say, I'm a teacher, you can ask, what do you teach? If they say, I've just moved here, ask, how are you finding the city? If they say, I'm learning English for travel, ask, which country would you like to visit? Let's do a mini practice. I'll give an introduction and you think of a good follow-up question. Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm studying architecture. You could ask, what made you choose architecture? Or, which year are you in? Next one. I'm Tom. I've just moved here from Canada. You could ask, how long have you been here? Or, what do you think of the city so far? One more. I'm Lila. In my free time, I make short cooking videos. You could ask, what kind of food do you make? Or, where do you share your videos? Say your questions out loud. Speaking practice helps your brain find the words faster in a real conversation. And here's today's next comment challenge. Write one introduction plus one question you can ask the other person. The structure to remember is introduce yourself, add one relevant detail, ask a natural question, and respond with genuine interest. Now it's time to talk about mistakes. And yes, we've both made introduction mistakes before. Definitely. Once I tried so hard to sound professional that my introduction sounded like the first page of a company report. That happens. The first common mistake is saying myself Ali or myself Sarah. Incorrect, myself Ali. Correct, I'm Ali or my name is Ali. Why is myself Ali wrong? Because myself is a reflexive pronoun. We use it in sentences like I made it myself or I introduced myself.
So don't use myself as a replacement for I'm.
The second mistake is saying I belong to Lahore when you simply mean that Lahore is your hometown.
I belong to Lahore may be understood in some places, but it doesn't sound natural in most everyday English conversations.
Better alternatives are I'm from Lahore, I was born in Lahore, or Lahore is my hometown.
The third mistake is using the wrong job structure. Incorrect, I'm working as teacher. Correct, I work as a teacher, or I'm working as a teacher. We need the article a before a singular job. A teacher, a doctor, a designer, a manager. But not with every job phrase. We say I work in marketing, not I work in a marketing. The fourth mistake is giving too much personal information too quickly. For example, hi, I'm Ben. I'm 31, I wake up at 6, my rent is expensive, my cousin is getting married, and I don't like my manager.
Wow, that introduction gives the other person a lot to process.
A better version is, hi, I'm Ben. I work in logistics, and I've recently moved to this area.
Then you can share more later if the conversation continues. Another common problem is memorizing one introduction and using it everywhere. Imagine meeting someone at a wedding and saying, "I'm a highly motivated professional seeking a challenging opportunity in a dynamic organization." The other person may think you're applying for a job at the dinner table. That sentence may fit a formal career context, but not a casual social meeting. Let's practice each mistake. First prompt, correct this sentence. Myself, Amina. The answer is, I'm Amina, or my name is Amina. Second prompt, make this more natural. I belong to Cairo. Say, I'm from Cairo.
Third prompt, correct the job sentence. I'm engineer. Say, I'm an engineer. Fourth prompt, shorten this introduction. I'm David, I'm 28, I have one brother and 3 cousins. I went to green school, I like blue, and I usually eat eggs for breakfast. You could say, hi, I'm David, I work in IT, and I enjoy hiking on weekends. Much easier for a new listener.
Remember, mistakes are normal. You're learning a living language, not completing a perfect test every time you speak. Keep practicing, notice what sounds natural, and improve one small part at a time. Now, let's play Choose the Correct Sentence. We'll give you 2 options. Say the better one out loud. Situation 1. You meet a new classmate. Option A, myself, Rania. Option B, hi, I'm Rania. The better answer is option B. Hi, I'm Rania. Situation 2. You want to explain your hometown. Option A, I'm from Islamabad. Option B, I'm coming from Islamabad, when you mean it's your hometown. Option A is better. I'm from Islamabad tells us your origin. I'm coming from Islamabad usually describes your current journey. Situation 3. You're at a work event. Option A, I'm working in digital marketing. Option B, I do many things and my life is very busy. Option A is clearer and more relevant. Situation 4. You meet your neighbor. Option A, I just moved into apartment 12. Option B, I have 5 years of experience in business operations. Option A fits the situation. Remember, relevance matters. Situation 5. You want to continue the conversation. Option A, I'm a student. Then you say nothing. Option B, I'm a student. What about you? Option B is better because it invites the other person to speak. Situation 6. You're in a formal interview. Option A, hey, I'm Mo. I do some sales stuff. Option B, hello, I'm Mohammed. I've worked in sales for 3 years, mainly in the retail sector. Option B is more appropriate for a formal interview. Now say each correct answer one more time. Focus on a calm, friendly voice. You can also create variations. Casual, hi, I'm Mo. I work in sales. More formal, hello, I'm Mohammed. I have 3 years of experience in retail sales. Casual, I'm from Lahore. What about you? More formal, I'm based in Lahore. Where are you currently based? Both can be correct. The situation decides which one sounds better. Here's your challenge. Create 1 casual introduction, 1 professional introduction, and 1 question to continue the conversation. Say them out loud first, then write your best version in the comments. Don't wait until every sentence feels perfect. Real speaking improves through real use. The goal is a clear, friendly conversation, not a perfect performance. Great work today! You've learned how to make your English introduction shorter, clearer, and much more natural. Let's review the 3 main ideas. First, use a simple structure. Greeting, name, place, work or study, and 1 personal detail. Second, change your introduction for the situation. Think about the place, the listener, and your purpose. Third, keep the conversation going. Share 1 detail, ask a question, and respond with interest. We also corrected common mistakes, such as myself Ali, I belong to Lahore, and I'm engineer. And we saw that a good introduction isn't a long speech. It's the beginning of a conversation. Your English doesn't need to be advanced to make a strong first impression. Clear sentences, a friendly tone, and genuine interest are enough. So here's a reflective question for you.
Which part of your current introduction would you like to change after listening to this episode? Write your improved introduction in the comments. You can use 3 or 4 sentences, and don't forget to add 1 question for the other person. Read it out loud 2 or 3 times. The more often you practice, the more natural it will feel. Please like this episode, share it with another English learner, and subscribe to Simple English Talks. Your support helps us create more friendly, practical English lessons for everyday life. Practice your introduction before your next class, meeting, interview, or social event. A few minutes of speaking aloud can make a real difference. You may still feel nervous, but you'll have a clear structure ready when someone asks you to introduce yourself. Keep speaking, keep practicing, and remember that every confident speaker started with simple sentences. Thanks for spending this time with us. Be patient with yourself and enjoy your English journey. See you next time.